What's up, red-skinned woman? Back at ya on a long trip to headed Sensei. Indigenous people. Hello. Alright, so I'm gonna talk about spirituality, and I'm gonna talk about how it relates and how I truly, infinitely accepted it within myself finally. If you have been subscribed to my YouTube channel, you have seen my old ass videos of it. And if you remember that shit, hopefully, you can see like the progression in what I say. Let me know if you're still here, honestly. Those videos got deleted and they're never gonna come back. So whoever saw them, they were meant to see them. Alright, so I'm gonna pull up my lyrics right now. Right now I'm going to talk about realizations of relations and how that specifically, was the beginning step. There's 4 songs in this album in JAH, and this first song was the first step, so we'll see. Alright, so realizations of relations is, pretty, you could read the title, you could get the gist of it. But at the time of my life, I was in a situation, I'm not reading this, I'm trying to look for something. I was in a situation where, fuck, that shit's on my other phone. Okay, well, I can do it off of memory. But it was in a time where I was in my life and I was surrounded by a new set of people, a new family to be accepted in. And the thing is that it was very hard for me to even accept myself for being there, with another family besides my own. And so I'm gonna say the first couple of lines. Crawled up, cemented strong but soft, structured wrong rights, founded every reason to continue in this cough fight. Can't see what dangers I'm walking on. Look a warm light. So in those lines, crawled up is basically just realizing that the answer is God. That I know a lot of people see God as religion, but not in religion. This is spirituality. Spirituality is not religious. It is something totally different. It's something of the mind, body, soul, your crown chakra, that shit, the purple light, the purple hue. And when I realized that is God, my aura, taking care of it, really respecting myself, feeding myself, nurturing myself, because that is what God would want, you see? It is not God in a person, and if it is a person, then that person represents you, just like Jesus and shit like that, other figures. And it's really knowing that those stories are talking to you in some way. Everything that you read, hear, listen to, see, fucking smell, I don't know, they all relate to you. Everyone that you see in your reality, there's something about them that connects to you in some way, whether it's off the street or, the close by friend down your neighborhood. They represent, maybe someone of your family member, something that you had trouble with them, and you're able to talk about it with them, You guys should probably feel that shit. And so it's coming back to God. Cemented strong but soft, structured wrong rights, was knowing that inside, I'm soft. It's just realizing that. Because whenever I would talk to God, meaning, trying to help myself fix myself, there's that soft spot. And structured wrong rights, meaning that everything that I thought I knew, maybe I need to switch it up a little bit, find out, deeper meanings in between the lines. Structured wrong rights, founded every reason to continue in this cough fight. Plain and simple. Something that that is not good for you. Something about it, something about this situation, this event, this reoccurring thought, memory, something about it. So why do you keep thinking about it? You know, shit like that. And you know it's not good for you. You know that it doesn't do nothing good for you. And it's so hard to even tell yourself that it's wrong and to accept it. You may tell yourself that it is wrong over and over, but can you accept it? Can you take the steps to change? Change takes for a long time. It does not happen overnight. And it is fucking crazy to even be able to go day by day until one day you wake up and you're just like, damn, I remember when I was over there? Remember when I was stuck in that mindset? I was stuck in that sword. I was wrapped up in my own thoughts. When I was stuck in that false passion, when I was stuck in that false emotion for no reason, just because I kept thinking that it was right, structured wrong rights, founded every reason to continue in the cockfight. Can't see what dangers I'm walking on, flick of warm light. When you're walking down this path and there's just fucking darkness. And it's not even that you are the darkness, it's that you're walking on that shit to get to the light. And that is some fucking struggle, to walk on darkness with no light, but you are the warm light. Flick of it, you fucking turn that shit on. Turn that shit on. Flick a warm light. This is why I go to Weed's church. It's like down my street. Weed church down my street. And you know, these are sacraments. These are called sacraments because they're able to give you that mindset of going back to what the rights and the structure is supposed to be. This marijuana ganja is the gateway for your eye to open just that amount, and to realize what it is about your living reality and what it's supposed to teach you. It takes down that film, that fog, which that's the state I'm in recently. Right now I'm talking about my past state, so my new song, I talk about that, the fog, the heart's unlimited power, thy fog. So flick a warm light. My bad if I'm like skipping around. Heart sings through the pain, thoughts of hand lane, a different brush stroke, driving me insane. Doing things can't even tell my mother. It's alright, I got my own brain's rain. Heart sings through the pain. When I was in this state of mind, which projected into my reality, singing was the only thing that brought me back. And it makes so much sense. When I was a little girl, I had so much chaos going around me. And just to be able to sing, to strum a guitar that I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. But to me, it was such a release. And someone took that away from me. And that's when art came. That's when I found myself through that. Because that was sadness being released. When I paint, it's deep emotion. And it is such a thing to describe. There's no words for it. It's just like a recollection of all your lifetimes at once. There's so much happiness and so much other feelings. And it's so hard to decipher, but it is just one as a whole, you know? It's just like a feeling of wholeness. And just to paint and to give that to each stroke, you know? Thoughts of handling a different stroke, toke, and driving me insane. Driving me insane, because if I were to even stop, like how when I had broken or fractured my ulna bone right here, which I just barely got off the cast, I could not let myself not paint, not draw, doodle, you know, just even write. There's so much power in writing. I mean, the fucking Mayans and Egyptians, they script shit down. on walls. They didn't have no paper. That's what they had because they knew the power of writing. And just to not even bring myself to the motivation to do it, I was like, fuck no. Fuck no. Like, hell no. Someone took away that guitar and I fucking turned it into painting, drawing. Someone takes away that painting and drawing, fuck no, fuck you. You ain't gonna take away that shit. I'm gonna fight for that shit back because that's what made me survive. Do you get it? That's what made me survive when I had no music besides just hearing it in my ear. Not even realizing that I could speak it until I'm in the situation where it's the only way out. Heart sings to the pain. You know, doing things can't even tell my mother because, I mean, we all been there and done that where we're just in situations and we're like how would I even explain this to a mother so sweet to let everything go for her children? Because the importance of her children was more important than losing herself in vices, you know. She pulled out of that shit to give virtues to her children. How could you even tell your mother that you're doing vices? How? And it's a constant struggle, and not to be able to know that it's okay, or just to have that fight with yourself of telling your mother, because that's just disrespect, because you know better. But there's just something about it that makes you so curious, but it only makes you stronger is the thing. And just to have that feeling of survived is fucking dope. Stroke pope, driving me insane, doing things can't even tell my mother. It's alright, I got my own brains ring. This fight's been to the ground. The reason staying to get up is my past shameful, precise, painted sound. Round face jingles down to the God pose. I have rose, descended for the better of my soul. Descended. Well, fist fights pinned to the ground. The reason staying to get up is my passion for precise painted sound. That line relates to all types of my life, like in different situations. When I was a little girl, I mean, I'm the youngest and the only girl, 2 brothers, and I only have 2 girl cousins and who knows how many guy cousins. So, you know, being around that roughness and that toughness, just fist fights pinned to the ground, whether it was fighting or whether it was just being playful, you know, just whatever it was, it either made you happy or stronger, you know. The reason staying to get up is my passion for precise painted sound. Precise painted sound. Oh, that's like putting both of them together, you know. When I do art, you know, when I listen to music, when I do art, that shit just comes alive. It's a moving picture as I paint, and it shows me where to paint. It is such a beautiful feeling. Oh my gosh. And I know for sure other painters have that. I've met other painters and I see that little light within them, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, you know, you get that. I see how you can make it what it is, but still bringing that dreamlike flow to it, you know, just letting loose, but it still comes together, like, you know, just no control, but it finds its own structure, its own meaning. Yeah. Descended down to the God pose or something like that. I have rose, descended down to precise painted. What the fuck? Oh, that's why. Because 15. See, that's why I was having that shit. Alright, we're gonna have to pause.